It was the largest sea battle of the First World War. More than 200 ships carrying over 100,000 crewmen. A chance for Britain's Grand Fleet to score a decisive victory. The two huge fleets first came into contact early in the afternoon, and for the next few hours they tried to outmaneuver each other and to gain an advantage. The British tactic was called crossing the T, and it involved getting their ships, their biggest ships, ahead of the German column. That would enable them to concentrate their fire in a huge broadside. But the clash was indecisive and inflicted a terrible cost. 25 ships sunk, over 6,000 British dead, more than 2,000 Germans. This new memorial on Denmark's Jutland Peninsula symbolises those losses. One of the youngest was 16-year-old Jack Cornwell, manning a gun on HMS Chester. The gun, now in the Imperial War Museum, still bears the scars of an attack which killed most of the crew.
Jack Cornwell's position on this gun crew was a sight setter, and as these shells are falling around him, he's the only man who remains able to stay at his post, although he is himself also badly wounded.
Jack Cornwell died of his wounds. He was given a full naval funeral and became the youngest ever recipient of the Victoria Cross.
What he did that day at Jutland is show determination, discipline, courage and dedication, which are all things that the Navy hold very close to their hearts, and, well, I do as well.
Yeah, so this one has been doctored.
Jack Cornwell had been a Boy Scout, and the association's archive shows clearly how his story was used to promote the war effort. The government even used his brother as a substitute for photos and paintings. The Scouts created their own Cornwell badge for courage in adversity. Amy Keogh was honoured for her determination in the face of constant pain.
I had both my knees rebuilt, and from the operations I've now been left with crepitus, which is very similar to arthritis. Hearing Jack Cornwell's story, it's incredible to learn about his inspirational actions throughout adversity and hard times, and to be compared to him, obviously in a very different context, but to be made that comparison is incredible for me.
Later today, in the windswept cemetery above the old anchorage, Jack Cornwell's story will be told again. The ceremony here will recall the few who lie on home soil and the many who simply disappeared in the dark waters of Jutland Bank.